If you've got $300,000 burning a hole in your pocket, you're going to want this thing here. It's the Audi R8 RWS rear wheel series. It's Audi's first rear wheel drive car, and we've come to the iconic Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit to see whether it loses out anything on its Quattro sibling. This is a super important car for Audi because it's the first rear-wheel drive Audi ever, and that's a big deal because Audi has built its whole marketing premise on Quattro. Quattro being Audi's pretty impressive all-wheel drive systems, especially for track environments like this. And the R8 lends itself perfectly to this rear-wheel drive system because it shares 60% of components with the GT4 race car. Okay, let's talk numbers. 397 kilowatts of power, 560 newton meters of torque. That is impressive from a naturally aspirated V10 engine, and that means it'll do the 0 to 100 sprint in this coupe trim in just 3.7 seconds. That is impressive for a rear-wheel drive car. This interior is what makes the R8 such an awesome car to live with day to day. It comes with Audi's virtual cockpit in front of the driver, and you can select a number of different views. Right now we've got it on the center tacho, but with the push of a button it can expand the navigation map to show you what's going on around you. You can also do voice recognition. These are all things that really you don't find in modern supercars. The rest of the stack here is beautifully presented with these buttons for your climate control, a standard sort of gear shifter, and Audi's MMI system beneath it. It is definitely a livable car with enough storage to get you by day to day. Production is limited to just 999 units. That's pretty special stuff, and it'll mean that the Australian allocation of just 40 cars is probably going to be snapped up pretty quickly. Australia is asking for more of these because, at the end of the day, Australia is one of the leading markets in the world for RS products. In fact, the RS3 sedan, we are the second biggest market in the world to get that car. One of the biggest benefits of having a rear-wheel drive R8 is weight reduction. By removing the front diff and the center diff, Audi has been able to shave off 50 kilograms of weight across the car. That is a lot, especially for a car that doesn't weigh much to start with. They've even gone so far as to shed 550 grams from each seat by putting a manual adjustment in as opposed to a motor for the forward motion. Out on the open road, it's going to impress in comfort mode. It delivers a really quiet cabin. It rides beautifully, the steering's great, it does U-turns, you've got a reverse camera built into the display in front of you. It really is a car that you can genuinely live with day to day. Then when you find some corners on an open country road, you can confidently get stuck into it, and the car offers enough feedback to really give you that feel and experience behind the wheel. When you're done being sensible and bragging about how good this thing is to live with day to day, all you do is press the drive select button on the steering wheel, enter dynamic mode, drop it back a couple of gears, and have a listen to this. The noise is just ridiculous. One of the big benefits here is that Audi has completely reconfigured this stability control system. So in dynamic and in ESC Sport mode, you can tip it in, hit the throttle, get that back end to come around nicely to give you a bit more feel behind the wheel. Audi has done a seriously tremendous job here with the R8 RWS. While the all-wheel drive system in the standard R8 is, it is amazing. It does a great job, especially in the wet. This just takes it to a whole nother level, and at under $300,000, are you kidding? This is the ultimate Audi sports car.